Welcome again. This is Sharonica Outlaw. My company name is Emulating Meticulous Motivational Affirmation. It's glad to have you all here joining in. Today, I have a special guest, and her name is Ann Singer. How you doing, Ann?
Very well, Sharonica. Thank you. How are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. So happy to have you here today.
Thank you very much for inviting me to be here.
Anytime, anytime. So I have a few questions. This session is going to be on health and wellness. Am I correct?
That is correct.
All right, all right. So we're going to dive a little deep into it, okay?
Absolutely.
And we're going to go over a few things. But before we go over anything, just tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay. I grew up in Westchester County with my family, which consisted of my parents and my sister. Had a very happy, really nice childhood. My grandparents actually owned a resort up in the Catskill Mountains, and we used to spend as a family summers up there kind of helping out, sort of. It was a Dirty Dancing style hotel, and the older adults from Brooklyn and Staten Island would come up, and so my sister and I were always responsible for like the pool cleaning and bingo calling and organizing parties, and we really had quite a lot of family bonding time doing that, and I have very, very fond memories of those times.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So your family life, you had a pretty good structure, mom and dad in the home,
Absolutely.
good foundation.
We did.
Great.
We did have very good memories. That my parents had a real good marriage. I just lost my dad last year at 93, and they were married for 57 years, and yeah, it was he had a really good, long, healthy life, and we had lots of wonderful times together.
Wow. And your mom is still alive?
And my mom is still alive. She just turned 85 a few weeks ago.
Oh,
and
bless her soul.
It's wonderful. I love spending time. I've been spending even more time with her. My dad handled a lot of the finances for them, and so I'm sort of been helping her out for the last almost year since he passed. But she's doing very well, very, very well for an 85-year-old. Goes out and does her 2 miles of walking every day, and so she's still very healthy and very blessed and happy to have her with me still.
Good for you.
Mm-hmm.
Good for you. I know you appreciate it.
I do, absolutely. Know so many people who lost their parents way too young, so I'm very happy to have had mine for as long as I have.
Thank God. Thank God. Now, do you have any children of your own? And if so, what are their ages?
Oh, I do. I have a son who will be turning 25 next week. I just can't believe that I just said that, but yes.
Remember 25?
I'm sorry?
Do you remember 25?
I do, but it's crazy that he's 25, and yes, he just bought, last 6 months, he bought a condo locally, so he lives close by. He comes over for dinner and to bring his laundry, which I really don't mind because I get to see him, and then he takes all the leftovers too, so it's
Are you doing the laundry still?
I am not. No, we cut that off right after high school. They do their own laundry. They can bring it home, but they do it themselves. So, yeah, but it's just nice to see him, and we're still close. And my daughter is attending college, a music therapy major, and she will be graduating next month.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you. Very proud of her. She will be doing an internship in Delaware where she'll be working with hospice patients with her music therapy. So it will be challenging for her, I'm sure, but she has always had a very close relationship with her grandparents, which are my parents, and so kind of gravitates toward the older adults and wanting to help them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you a little bit about myself.
Absolutely.
I'll be very brief. I'm 48 years old. Feels like I'm 30 though. Besides the aches and pains.
Perfect.
We're not going to go over the aches and pains.
No, we don't need to. Maybe you need the right supplements. I don't know.
Well, we're going to find out today,
Absolutely.
Right here.
Cheers.
Well, I have 6 children of my own.
Wow. It's fabulous.
Oh, yeah. I grew up with 5 brothers myself. 3 brothers, 2 sisters. So
Beautiful.
it was quite a big family.
Mm-hmm.
We had our ups and downs. I went through a lot of, imbalance in my life, or a lot of it was pretty much dysfunctional.
That's hard.
Yes, yes. My mother actually passed away at 69 with breast cancer. Unfortunately.
So sorry to hear that. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So there's a lot of things that I did go through and I had to overcome to come to the place where I'm at now. But I am thankful for the things that I did go through, because although I had a lot of struggling moments, a lot of hard times, even over the years I lost sense of touch with people. I also lost a lot of the education when I was in high school and when I went to college. Unfortunately, my memory wasn't good over the time because I had so much that I had to do being a kid, and I struggled a lot with memory, a lot of memory loss, and trying to regain myself. Although I wanted to have my own foundation, but also during that time, wanting to have my own foundation, I also want to make sure that my family was well taken care of as well.
Right.
So there's a lot of things that I wanted to do with my life that unfortunately at that time it was very overbearing. So I didn't have that time, and I couldn't put a lot of that time into schooling to really get the proper education that I was needed at the time.
Right.
But I'm just thankful that I got over the things, life, in life we're supposed to grow. So that's what I did. So I learned a lot of things out of my life, and then I had my own 6 children, and I want to make sure that they had a good life, aside
Absolutely.
from the life that I had.
That's wonderful. And everything happens for a reason, I think. So we all came to where we are now with a different path.
That's right. That's right. So Ann, tell me, what do you do for a living now, and why did you choose this particular career?
Okay, so I'll start off by saying that I went to college, graduated with a business major. I will say that my heart lied in like a psychology major, helping people. But my dad, who was a very strong influence in my life and was a very practical man, said to me, what are you going to do with a psychology major? So at that time especially, you majored in engineering or nursing or teaching or business. That was it, to be practical.
That's right.
And so I said, you know what, that's fine. Business might be the practical way to go. I got a bachelor's in business management. Got a job out of college. Working in human resources for a medical college. What I loved about it was that I was working with people and I was helping people, which is what I wanted to do. I did benefits for them, for the doctors that worked at the medical college. Helped new hires, with the process of just acclimating to the company. So I was able to help people, and I did like it. I was there for 8 years, got married in the process, and then when I was pregnant with my son, I decided and knew that I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom for my children. So I was fortunate enough to be able to do that for 16 years. Stayed with my son and my daughter. Certainly challenging moments being a stay-at-home mom, but I look back and say that it was one of my greatest accomplishments to be able to stay home with them. But very fortunate.
Normally it takes, 2 people, to work together. Both people have to be working out there to feed their children. So
absolutely.
It was definitely fortunate.
We were lucky. We were very lucky. And, and we cut costs where we had to so that I was able to stay home. But then when my kids were teenagers, I realized, they're going to be going off to college, graduating from high school, doing their thing, going out and working. And, the mom role was not going to be as needed. And where was that going to leave me? And I knew that I wanted to do something, but I also knew that I wasn't in the frame of mind after being out of the workforce for 16 years. I didn't want to go back to a 9-to-5 type job. I just felt much more independent in the way that I led my life.
Ooh.
And
proud of you.
So I kind of was thinking about, well, what is it that I want to do? And I met a very good friend of mine at a dog training class, of all things. And we started to talk, and she introduced me to a product. I was having some allergy issues and some lower back pain. One of the products that I'm going to be discussing briefly later, started taking it and really found such benefits with my overall health in taking this product. And after we talked a while and I had been using the product for a while, she let me know that there was a business behind the product and that the business is so much more than I ever could have imagined when thinking about a business or a supplement and selling. And she showed me what it is that she does. And I decided that that would be something that I could work with, opening my own business, which I had never done before, but thought that this might be a great idea, and opened my business. And that's what I have been doing for the last 10 years.
So proud of you.
Thank you.
So proud of you. But before this all happened, did you face any challenges in your life, whether good or bad? And if so, what were they?
Absolutely. I would have to say that the biggest challenge that I faced, throughout my young adulthood and then adulthood, was the knowledge, the fact that I have a very strong family history of breast cancer.
Wow.
Not only my mom, my aunt, of course now my sister, but at that time it was my mom, my aunt, my grandmother, and numerous cousins and other aunts had been diagnosed. Most of them had recovered, some didn't. And so knowing that, even in my 20s and my 30s, I would always go for testing, all of the mammograms and ultrasounds and MRIs to check myself. But the unfortunate thing was that it was always there in my head, that it really, I felt like a ticking bomb, that it was just going to be my turn one day. And the reality was, it was my turn. When I was 48, I was diagnosed with a stage 0 breast cancer, which, if for the people that don't know, that's a very early diagnosis. It's almost like a pre-cancer. So the recommendation was for me to have a lumpectomy and go through a course of radiation and get on with my life. But I thought and prayed long and hard about my decision, and I felt that the best decision for me was to take a much more proactive approach to the cancer that may have or may not have come back in my body. And I decided to, at that time, consult with a number of doctors and to have a bilateral mastectomy and immediate reconstruction at that time, knowing then that I was cancer-free, that I would not need radiation or any medications. And it really was a very empowering thing for me to do, especially since it wasn't the normal protocol. I wake up every day thankful that I did that and not afraid of breast cancer.
Wow. I think about so many times in my life, because I found myself having to move away from my family, between my family having a long history of schizophrenia and me wanted to find myself, because I was so trapped. There was a lot of things I wanted to do, and so I had to make a decision. Do I stay, or do I move away and find myself? So it was it was such a tough decision that I had to make. So I decided, okay, in order to save anyone, I have to first save myself.
Absolutely.
So I moved away, not far away, but I moved about an hour and 15 minutes away from my mother. My mother was originally from Peekskill.
Okay.
And I moved over to the Bronx. And during that time, I had so much time to think about what I needed to do with my life. And although I didn't realize that my mother had cancer, and my little sister was living with her at the time, but she had her little issues as well. She was also diagnosed with psychosis, which is, a form of schizophrenia.
So many of these things have familial, tendencies.
It's just unbelievable. So I blame myself for a little bit, because I said, if I had stayed around, I would have been more aware about her doctor's appointments, and maybe we could have caught it sooner. And then later in life, I had to really think, like, I can't keep accusing myself of something that I couldn't prevent.
Absolutely.
So unfortunately, she was so far off. She had stage 4 cancer at that time, and there was nothing I could do to help her. The best that I could do was be there for her. So she was suffering not only from schizophrenia, she was also suffering from her illness, which was, stage 4 cancer.
Just
Yeah.
very painful.
It's just so many decisions you have to make in life. Doctors calling me, talking about DNRs, and she only has 6 months to live. So, a lot of anxiety and depression set in, because I didn't know what to do at that time. And my mother was like my best friend. She called me every night. She had problems sleeping, so her time was a little off. She would call me 3 o'clock in the morning, as if it was 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, boy.
I love her so dearly. I just wish I had that phone call again. I can have those phone calls again. It hurts dearly, but I'm just so thankful, because I feel like I'm so much closer to my mom now. I just feel like she's right beside me, guiding me along the way.
Absolutely.
Just telling me, keep going, baby. Yeah, I'm not here in the physical, but I am still here for you. And I love you, and I want you to succeed with everything that you do.
That's
just
amazing.
Keep pushing forward.
So powerful.
Yes,
really.
Yes, my God, my
really.
God.
And to feel that presence and know that she's there must be very encouraging for you.
Oh my God, yes it is. So we're going to get back into it. I'm sorry, that was a touching moment
That's
for me.
okay.
And I just want to get into
Absolutely.
a little bit about my background as well. So another question that I have for you, did the pandemic have an effect on your life or your career? And if so, how did it help or hurt your business?
Okay, so first we'll talk about my life. I did have COVID-19 not too long ago.
Nothing to clap about.
No, nothing to clap about. I will say that I give kudos to the products that I work with. Thank God every day that I was introduced to these products 10 years ago, because I feel like they really helped, in my recovery. I did not have any of the horrible symptoms that you do hear about with the, the breathing and the coughing and the, things that are putting people in the hospital. I mean, I'm sorry?
Or even death.
Or even death, exactly.
Oh,
so I've recovered quite well, as you can see. I'm feeling really good now, so I'm happy about that. So, and past that, and now I have some antibodies, and I'm kind of excited about that as well. With regards to my business, I was very fortunate that the pandemic did not hurt my business. The business that I do is an online business, and therefore I do a lot of what I do online. I'm able to talk to clients on the phone. Zoom has become the new thing, and it's very easy for me to connect with people on Zoom to talk about, do a consult to see what they might need. I consult with the doctors that I work with via Zoom. So that's been very helpful. In addition to that, I think that people are really taking their health so much more seriously now. People are saying, I want to know what I can do to be healthy. Maybe not avoid COVID-19, maybe not avoid, different illnesses, but to empower myself with the best possible immune system that I can. And therefore, they're becoming more interested in and knowledgeable about supplementing to keep themselves healthy. So I'm very lucky that for those two reasons, my business has done very well throughout the pandemic.
Great. So we're going to dive a little bit into the products that you have.
Perfect.
So what are the different products that you have, and what do they offer?
Okay. So I believe that everybody needs a foundation of good health. When we talk about recommended daily allowance of, fruits or vegetables or any type of products, people think that is, the RDA is the amount of a certain food that you need to take to be healthy. When in actuality, the RDA is just telling us how much we need to avoid getting scurvy or just basically from avoiding disease. And so what we need to realize is that our foods that we're eating now are not the foods that we were eating, 60, 70 years ago, that our grandparents were eating. Crops and soils are depleted, crops are not rotated. So, some statistics say that our food is 70%, 60 to 70% less filled with nutrients than it was at that time. You read that if you ate an orange in the 50s, you would have to eat 8 oranges now to get the nutrients that you got in the 50s. So for people to say, I eat a healthy diet, absolutely that's important, no doubt. Your proteins, your good fats, your fruits and vegetables, but it really is necessary for you to supplement as well. So what I kind of start with is what we call our daily essentials. That is a basic type of plan that we like to start people with, just to maintain your overall good health.
Now, when you say RDA, for the people that don't know what that means, what does that actually mean?
Recommended daily allowance of any particular type of food. So recommended, daily allowance of your fruits and vegetables. It will actually say it on a lot of products, the RDA. And so, you think that you might be having enough, but in reality, you want to have much more of those nutrients in order to keep yourself healthy, rather than just having the bare minimum to avoid disease.
Because a lot of the products today have a lot of preservatives.
Absolutely. And that's another thing, is just that people are eating processed foods, rather than, first off, we should be eating mostly, fruits, vegetables, proteins, and good fats, and staying away from those inner shelves of the grocery store that's just got, so much processed food. But the other reality is that, like you mentioned before, 2 working parents, you come home, you need something quick. Sometimes processed, takeout, even fast food is what we're eating. So on top of the fact that people aren't eating enough of the healthy foods, if you're eating that type of food, you really do need to supplement, because you're definitely not getting in your body, what it needs to be healthy.
So the vitamins that I've been taking, which are pretty much over the counter. So that brings a question to me asking, what is the difference between taking your vitamins as opposed to taking an ordinary over the counter vitamin?
Absolutely, that's a really great question. Because oftentimes, I do work with healthcare professionals, but the ones that I don't work with, you go to a doctor and they'll say, okay, take a multivitamin. And people will be like, okay, they go to Walmart, they pick up, their little bottle of multivitamin, and they bring it home and they start taking it. The problem with that is that many of the things that you will buy over the counter have lots of binders and fillers in them, which may or may not be good for you. In addition to that, we talk about the delivery system of the products that I use. So just for an example, this is one of the products. It's a multivitamin. It comes in a powder. You mix the powder with water and you drink the vitamins. Now what we suggest, Isotonix is the name of the product, and Isotonix means same as. Okay?
Same as.
Your body recognizes this when you have it in the liquid form as same as your bodily fluids. It recognizes it as like your blood, sweat, and tears. So if you take these vitamins on an empty stomach, your body doesn't digest them. Goes down your esophagus, straight through your stomach, into your small intestines, and it's absorbed by the cells where they're needed at a rate of about 96% in about 10 to 15 minutes.
Wow.
That's why there are many people that feel a difference in these vitamins after taking them for just a short time. They feel a difference right away. The other thing with buying the over-the-counter, the pill, the tablets or the caplets or however you're taking them, is, as I mentioned, those will sit in your stomach. Oftentimes your body's trying to digest them, trying to break down the binders, the fillers, and to get it to a point where you can absorb it. oftentimes the process takes so long that ultimately you're only absorbing 20 to 30% of the value of that tablet.
It's such a small percentage.
And beyond that, Shronika, some people, the actual vitamin passes directly through their system. You know, you'll hear nurses say, they call them bedpan bullets. You know, when people are like in the hospital and they're going to the bathroom, they see their little vitamin completely undissolved. So they're not getting any benefit from that at all. So again, you know, when you walk into a room of people and you say, how many are taking vitamins? Most people's hands will go up. But then when you ask for people, well, how many of you are feeling a difference with your vitamins? Most of the hands go down because of that fact. They're taking something that's either very absorbed on a very limited basis or not absorbed at all.
Wow.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I do recall, because I do take vitamins, that when I did take my vitamin on an empty stomach,
Mm-hmm.
it didn't digest in my system properly. It actually caused a lot of pain.
Mm-hmm. And some people have nausea. Yes.
Yes.
Difference being here is you are not digesting, so there's no stomach acid involved. And when you're drinking this down, it's passing through the stomach and going right into the small intestine. So most people that have had trouble taking tablet vitamins, either feeling nausea or having trouble swallowing pills or just not proper digestion, have a lot of success taking the Isotonix brand.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. Definitely
Yes.
sounds like something I need to switch over to.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
You know what? Because I've heard from so many so many people, they say that, you know, vitamins, they feel like vitamins are a placebo, so they rather not even bother with them.
Mm-hmm.
So my question to you, are vitamins a placebo, or do you know that they actually work?
Okay. It depends on the vitamins that you're taking. So for sure, these vitamins I have seen with clients, with doctors that use them with their patients, with myself. There's a difference in overall health, the way you feel. You know, even for certain situations when people are taking them for different things, they notice a difference. So I would say it does depend on the brand, and this particular brand, you will notice a difference with your health. There's no placebo effect involved here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you said you've been working in the business. How long have you been in this business?
10 years.
Okay, you've been in this business 10 years, so I'm pretty sure you have customer return business.
Absolutely. Most people that try these vitamins absolutely come back and stay on them for life because, like I said, they make a difference. For a lot of people, they don't like taking pills, so to be able to have their little cocktail, which we'll talk about in a few minutes, in the morning, they just prefer that so much. So it is. So we do, the people that I do work with, you know, my clients have been with me for a very long time.
And not only that, I remember when I was a vegan, so I had to replace certain supplements because, you know, the body still needs certain vitamins. So what I did was I bought this powder form, and when I mix it, so you can mix it with some type of non-dairy milk or water or what have you. I noticed that it had that powdery taste, kind of fun,
Chalky.
chalky.
We all know that taste. Yes.
Disgusting.
Yes.
And you're like, never again after paying $45.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So does this give you that type of effect, or does it have a nice flavor taste to it? What would you
I love the taste of the vitamins, and I actually left over there for you a taste so that you can taste it. What we're going to be talking about, and then I'll have you taste it, is this Daily Essentials kit. I can give you just a little bit of information on that. You know,
please do.
Yes. And as I mentioned before, this is something for just your average healthy person to maintain their health. I mean, there's certainly many other products that are geared toward different issues that people might have with their health. But this in general is for anybody. Okay?
Okay, great.
So there are 4 products in the Daily Essentials Kit, which is what we call this. So I'm going to go over each one of them briefly.
Please.
The first is a multivitamin. Like I mentioned before, most doctors will say you should be taking a multivitamin. This one here has...
I'm just getting ready.
Oh, you're getting a little anxious.
It looks a little bit like wine, sorry.
I know, it kind of does. That'll be for next time, I'll bring that. Okay, so this, the multivitamin itself has 20 essential nutrients that meet the needs of every person. Okay, so that's one of the 4 products that's in that solution that you have.
Got it.
Okay, so that is our multivitamin. The next is our calcium product. Everybody, not just women, should be taking calcium. Most people think calcium bones.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, for sure.
Let me just see, I just want to see the front of that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's our blue bottle. So we had our green bottle for the multivitamin, our blue bottle, which is Calcium Plus.
Got it.
Has 5 different forms of calcium: vitamin D, zinc, magnesium, and boron. So in addition to the bones, calcium will help nerve function, heart, cardiovascular function, hormone production, good for your teeth and for your muscles.
Wow.
Okay, so therefore, it's not just, premenopausal women that should be taking calcium. Everybody should be taking.
You said magnesium,
calcium.
am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
Because I know magnesium is very good for your bones.
Absolutely. Now there is some magnesium in here.
Okay.
We also have a separate, which I'm not talking about that today, a separate magnesium product for people that might need more magnesium. This does have, a general, a basic amount in it. But then some people might need more. So that's kind of where we get into talking about individuals' needs and what they want. This is a basic plan for anybody and everybody.
Okay, so there are more products that you offer other than these 4 that you have in front.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We actually have quite a few, which, at some other time we can talk about other products. I'm just going over these essentials at this point.
Perfect.
But plenty, so that's good. Yes. Even we mentioned the vitamin D. There's a certain amount of vitamin D in our calcium. However, as you may and our audience may or may not know, vitamin D, people need to have nice, good quantities of vitamin D in their blood in order to help their immune system, and some people can't get it from a basic amount. They need to supplement specifically with vitamin D. So that's why it's a separate product. But this is just all for basic health.
Yeah, that's like myself, because I can't be in the sun because I have eczema.
Right,
So
you
perspiration, long periods I start getting welts on my skin.
Absolutely. Oh, wow.
So I have to take supplements.
Absolutely. So vitamin D is probably something that you would need because, it is great to get vitamin D from the sun. But of course, the other thing is that we're all told to, always wear sunscreen. So we're not getting the same amount of sun and vitamin D that we used to. So yes, so that's a good point too.
But don't they say that most people suffer from vitamin D deficiency? Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's what
There's so many. They'll actually go as high as saying that 70 to 80% of the population is deficient in vitamin D. And doctors are becoming much more in tune with things like that. It never used to be something they tested. So 10 years ago, I would ask a doctor, please test my vitamin D level. They weren't doing it so much then. Now they're doing it more because more and more studies are coming out showing that a good vitamin D amount is crucial for your immune health. And with everything going on in our world right now, we want strong, healthy immune systems.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Now, if you're lacking vitamin D or any other thing, is there any health issues?
Absolutely, there could be. You could be much more prone to getting sick. There's just, and then of course vitamin D is for bone health also. So even, women who suffer from osteopenia or osteoporosis should be supplementing with vitamin D and calcium, and there's just plenty. But just in general, immune health, because there's so many diseases associated with a low immune, an immune system that's not where it should be. Mm-hmm. So therefore, having a higher vitamin D level can only help with keeping you healthy.
Great. Is there an age range for this, or how does that
We also have a line for children, so this is recommended for 18 and up.
18 and over?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes. Now let me continue. Third product is an activated B complex. Most people have heard of vitamin B for energy, and yes, it does give us more energy.
I'll take the whole bottle.
Right? Not all at once, but yes, you can do that. Absolutely, absolutely. Our Bs also break down carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. They power the body, basically. They also support immune health. So many of these support immune health. Red cell formation will decrease stress and can improve mood. So this is something very simple that we would start off with someone who maybe says, I'm feeling a little depressed. You know, increase your vitamin B and see how you do. Because it
Just
really
do me a
can.
favor, repeat that again, just so people heard you with
Absolutely.
regards to the vitamin B.
Absolutely. It can help decrease stress levels and improve mood.
Unbelievable.
You know, so that's again another something that everybody should be taking. The other thing to keep in mind with bees is that they are water soluble, okay? And that means that they just, what you don't need gets flushed out of your body. So they need to be replenished every single day. In addition to that, your vitamin B level is depleted by certain everyday things that people are doing. Alcohol consumption depletes vitamin B. Certain medications for blood pressure, other medications, there's a whole long list. Antacids deplete your vitamin Bs. Stress depletes vitamin B. Processed food depletes vitamin B. So if you're doing any or all of those things, you sure as heck want to be taking a supplement in vitamin B.
Now, should I be taking that once daily, or is that something I take twice daily? How does that work?
Well, the dose is 1 cap. That's for people that are not deficient in Bs. So that is why we consult individually with people. If you are doing any of the, if you're an alcohol drinker, if you're taking medication, we would maybe have you take a little bit more and then have your doctor test your B levels just to make sure that they're okay. And then you can maybe, level off. You can go back down to 1 cap. So it's any of these things, it involves an individual consultation to see what your lifestyle is, what medications you're on, in order to make a recommendation about what the best supplement recommendations would be for you.
Right, so before even purchasing products like these, they should have a one-on-one consultation with yourself.
Absolutely, one-on-one free consultation just to talk about, your health and your life and what you're feeling, what your body is talking to you about, and saying to you, so that absolutely, so that we can make recommendations and keep in touch with you, consulting with you. Also, that's something that we include as part of our service when you're using these vitamins is making sure that you are feeling well as you're taking them. And if not, we adjust things or we increase things. So yes, absolutely.
So they'll always be in contact, or you'll be in contact with
Absolutely.
them to make sure.
However they want to keep in contact. I do text, I do email. If you want to just talk on the phone, that's fine too. We can meet in person once it's safe to do so, however it is, but certainly keeping in contact when people first start especially, and then as they need it, we just check in to make sure that they're doing okay.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, there are a lot of people out there that are now proactive, and they're into the health and wellness now,
Yes.
but they're not sure how to get into the business itself.
Mm-hmm.
So does this company offer any type of job placement or training for people that don't have any employment?
Absolutely, it absolutely does. Now, this is not a job. What I do have, I own a business.
Okay.
And if somebody else wanted to own a business like this, it certainly is a method to make money, can be quite lucrative. We have an excellent training program. When I first started this business, I had never owned a business before. I didn't know what I was doing and didn't know how I was going to go about doing this. There's lots of people that will be helping you. There's lots of online training. There's lots of in-person training. It's a training system that's supposed to be comparable or a step below the U.S. Army. We have so much training so that it's baby steps to get to the point where you're comfortable enough to be, talking on your own and talking to people. So it's absolutely, if someone was interested in owning a business, and it is product brokerage, let me just point that out, which means the area that I am an expert in now is health and nutrition, Isotonix supplementation, and then I became certified to work with doctors with the supplements. We have a cosmetics line. Did you just take a sip? I just left those over there. How does it taste?
Oh my goodness. Almost like, because I drink a lot of seltzer water.
Mm-hmm.
And it tastes not sugary at all.
Right.
Very lightly flavored. Almost, I don't know, like a mango. Like a mango type
I call it a
flavor.
just a fruity drink.
Yeah,
but not too sweet.
It tastes like a combination of different types of fruit. But I do taste a little bit of mango in there. I can't really make out the other fruity things that are in there, but
you know what it is? It's probably
good.
Berries. And the one product we didn't go over yet that's in that is the OPC3, which is a very strong, powerful antioxidant, which is our purple bottle. We sell more of this than any other product, millions of dollars every week in the United States. It's the product that I started with. Has some antihistamine qualities. So when I first started, I was suffering from allergies, and I took this product. And you can go right ahead and bring it. I brought that all for you. You go right ahead. Bottoms up, girl. Bottoms up. This product can act as an anti-inflammatory, an antihistamine, and it's very, very powerful. So this is the fourth of the 4 products. This combats free radicals. There's free radicals everywhere. We have free radicals in our air, in our food, in our bodies, and this can help fight those free radicals, which is good for our health. Good for skin health, joint health, blood sugar, immune system. This is kind of like the grand pahuba of all of our products as an antioxidant, and it is part of the daily essential kit. Now, there are 4 products, as I just explained to you, in that what you were drinking. They can be purchased separately, as you see here, or they can be purchased in a packet. As you can see, there's the little colors of the 4 different bottles. There's 4 different products right in this packet. So the packet can go into that cup like what you're using there. You mix it with 8 ounces of water and you drink it down. Some people prefer to use the bottles. This is a 90-day supply, and you can pour it out yourself. So there's 2 different ways that you can purchase these products.
And that would be just a daily.
Yes.
Okay. What would you say in terms of pricing? What would be the cost if I wanted to purchase, or if the audience wanted to purchase something like that?
For the daily essentials, for the 4 products that we have, it comes out to be $2.50 a day.
Not
so
bad
when
at
people
all.
go to Starbucks and
Less
pay
than a cup of
$5,
coffee?
yeah, and that's what it is. For a cup of coffee, you are getting 4 very, very powerful products. More cost effective to buy in the bottles and mix yourself, but very convenient to have in the packet. So it really kind of depends which way you want to go. What I like to do is start people with the packets, because it's easier, it gets you in the habit of doing it, and then in the future, when you're repurchasing, if you want to switch to bottles and mix yourself, that's fine. I have many people that just really like these simple packets though and stick with them. So that's really up to the individual. We can discuss it.
I know what I would do. I would probably buy both,
Yeah.
being that I'm just the type of person, I'm always rushing on a go. So I would have those 4 bottles at home. And then when I'm at work, let's say I'm rushing, I would stick a couple of those in my pocketbook or in my car. And when I get to work or whatever, I have something that's there.
Absolutely. And then I do have clients who that buy these for travel. So you go, whatever, your week vacation, you stick 7 of these in, and it's just much easier than taking. So that's another use of the packets. But yeah, you're right. They are very convenient for on the go, or to just have a couple in your purse, like you said. And if you forget or you're running late and you didn't take them in the morning, you can take them. But I'll tell you what, when you get used to it, you look forward to that every morning, and that's the first thing you want to do.
You know what? I don't think it's going to take much. When I say that it's really, really good, I've had vitamins, and thank God they can't come in capsules.
Yeah, right? Right? Yes.
This as being liquid and powdery, it's actually really good, and it blends very well.
It does. It does. Some people like it, so that's been sitting for a little bit. When you first pour it together, it has a little effervescence in it. Some people like that, so it's more like a seltzer. You can drink it down like that. If you're not too much into the effervescence, you can let it settle. In about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, the effervescence goes away, and you can drink it, and it's more just like a juice. So you kind of have that choice.
So tell them, how can they find this product?
Okay.
Give them the information that's needed so they'll be able to contact you.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you can contact me by either cell phone, you can text me, or you can email me. My cell phone number, I guess I can just give that.
Yeah, give the name of the company, your name.
Sure. My name is Ann Singer. And the company name, I'm a nutrimetrics consultant, working with Isotonix products. And my cell phone number you can reach me is 845-797-0037. Or feel free to email me if you want to get more information. That's fine too. And that is my name, Ann Singer, ANNSINGER, at live, which is LIVE.com. Either way would be fine.
Okay, great. So even if they want to contact you with regards to career or what have you, that would be the information. Just give them the information again, if you don't mind.
If somebody was interested in taking a look at what it is that I do and thinks that they might want to do something like this, which we were discussing, I was mentioning, I work with the supplements. There's a wonderful cosmetics line called Motives Cosmetics. They have more followings on Instagram than any other cosmetic company. Beautiful stuff. It's all eyewear, of course.
Okay.
There's skincare. There's so many different lines that you can work with, and we all work together. So if someone was interested in taking a look at that, I'd be happy to do that as a Zoom call. You can take a look at the business online. I'd be happy to take.
Forgive me for calling it a job, because this seems more like a career. You've been in the business 10 years. So
absolutely. You were in business for yourself, and that's very. It's very freeing and very lucrative, and it's a lot of fun too.
Now, do me a favor. You mentioned the word free, and free is such a small 4-letter word, but it means so much.
Yeah.
And I just want people to understand, because your definition may be different from my definition, but I believe it pretty much all means the same. So what would be your definition of being free? Just let the audience know if they came into this type of career.
I feel, you can spend as much or as little time on this business as you want. If you work it the way that it is meant to be worked, you are given a business plan on how to make this work. You can do this in as little as 10 to 15 hours a week.
Wow.
And create a 6-figure income. And for me, that left me free when my kids were in high school and I wanted to go to sporting events or theater events, or if I just feel like when my dad was sick, I was able to just care for him. And if I couldn't do as much, there's still there was still money coming in, and that's very, very freeing for me. Once you build this, you can. You have money coming in even when you're not working it, and that's my definition of free.
Wow. Gets no better than that.
Right. You do have to put in the work, for
Of course,
sure,
of
to get it
course.
started. But most people, you mentioned people that are unemployed, but most people start this part-time, not like what I did, part-time while they're working another job. And then with the hopes, and many do, of
Just
leaving.
over broke, by the way.
Just what?
Just over broke.
Right, exactly. And then, with the intent of being able to, just use this as their income and not having to, leaving their job. And that's what people would like to do, because then it's financial freedom.
I hope you all are listening. I hope you all wrote down the information so you can get your supply of your daily vitamins. Again, this is Ann Singer. Thank you. I am so happy to have you here today. Just such an inspiration.
Thank you.
I just would love to have you back again.
Absolutely. It was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed being here. So thank you so much for having me.
Again, this is Ann Singer. My name is Sharonica Outlaw, emulating meticulous motivational affirmation. It was lovely joining you guys here today. Please support our efforts with this health and wellness that we're creating today, and we all want you to be healthy. So please take a look at the video, call, and if you're interested, please, she gave you all the information that's needed. No paying for the consultation, so you don't have to worry about coming out of your pocket. Please, 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 I tell you, it tastes really, really wonderful. So please get your daily supply, and I look forward to seeing you guys again. Thank you again,
Great.
and have a great day.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Almost as good as my bottle of wine.
Almost. We'll talk about that next time. Yes. Absolutely. Yes.